Recording started. So welcome again. This is the part 2 IELTS speaking session. So I was saying that it is necessary to um, review, to know the templates and phrases, so that those phrases can help you in different topics, like this one. There are many reasons behind it. One of the reasons is that, okay, when they ask you question, about causes and effect and all these things. Compare and contrast, I explained it yesterday completely, that how you talk about it, how to use different in, or the main difference is. Okay, you need to review it again. I hope that you know how to use it right now. And I also explain how you can use the word nowadays, which is a very nice word, and you usually can you can use this word a lot in your speaking, nowadays or these days. Okay. Um, okay, and then superlative and comparative. What is it? Sentences. I explained this as well yesterday. All right. I also told you about conditionals, how to use if sentences, conditionals, we call it. So I know that these conditional are not that easy, but if you want to get good marks, you need to, Shabab, you need to know conditionals. So these are the secrets of IELTS. They want to see that how much you are able to use complex sentences. All right. They don't want, they will not give a good band score to those students who use only, simple instructions. They want to see different what is it, structures in your speaking test. So it is very important that you should be able to speak different grammar patterns. So I explained also, when you are in the exam day, they ask you these common questions like, what is your full name? My name is, for example, Mohsen Amiri, and I should not explain more. I am from this and that. It is not level 4 exam. So just answer the question. This is before the speaking starts. The examiner asks you, what is your full name? My name is Mohsen Amiri. That's it. Do not explain more. And maybe sometime they call you, what can I call you? And then you can say that you can call me Mohsen. You can call me Mohsen. You can call me Mohsen. Then they will maybe ask you this question, where are you from, or where do you live? Or maybe they ask you, may I see your identification? These questions are before the real test starts. Sure, here is my passport. You can you can give the passport to him. Here is my passport, or here you go. All right. So these things are important, and I explained the strategies as well yesterday. I told that you got to be confident and relaxed. Imagine this is a very casual talk in a coffee shop with someone. So you need to be relaxed. You need to be yourself. You don't need to think about all those things that you are learning on YouTube, or maybe some IELTS teachers told you. So if you have a lot of stress in your head, that will spoil your test. So you need to be relaxed, you need to be cool, and that is really, really important, Shabab. Okay. I explained all these points. I don't want to repeat them again. When it comes to asking questions and all, in part 1, your answers should not be too short, and it should not be too long, right? You remember this? For example, if they ask you, where do you live? I live in Muscat. Do not just say, I live in Muscat, or I live in Ibri. Shabab, sometimes, it is the it is better to give sentences or answers that you can explain more. For example, you're not from Ibri, you are from a very small village, okay? So maybe you don't know anything to say about your village, but you know so many things about Ibri. So it is okay, it is absolutely fine that if you tell the examiner that you are from Ibri. So don't worry about this. It is absolutely fine that you give different information. All right, because they don't test you based on your honesty. They don't want to check that you are honest or not. No, they want to see that how much you are able to speak in English. All right. For example, you are not from Muscat, maybe, but you can say, for example, I live in Muscat, which is the capital city of Oman. Murtabit information about Muscat. I live in Muscat. I live in Ibri. Ibri is a very, what is it, a beautiful and amazing city in, for example, south of Oman. That's it. Or some students say that I have been living since I was born. I live in Muscat. I have been living since I was born. Or I'm from Ibri. I've been living here for almost 10 years. When you use such a sentences, it is a present perfect continuous. This will show the examiner that your grammar is good. I have been living, I have been studying. So Shabab, these are yesterday, if you remember, you should know these tenses: present perfect continuous, past perfect. All these tenses are important. Many students do not know how to speak in present perfect. And I understand present perfect is somehow challenging for students, but you need to learn it. All right. Uh, Yesterday we had, some practices like this. Do you like running? If the question is started with do, so you should answer it with do as well. Yes, I do. I run almost every day for 2 kilometers, time to time, and sometimes. This is a very nice phrase. Yesterday I told you, time to time. I may not get time, but I do my best to not to miss jogging. Or you can say, to be honest, I am not into running because it is very boring for me, or because I am so busy and I don't get time. So simply you can say that I don't like running, or no, I don't. Do you like running? No, I don't. I don't like running at all. I am not into. You remember the meaning of into, so you can use that as well, for example. All right. So these are the sentences that yesterday we spoke about it. Okay. And the strategies that I told you. Sometimes you do not understand the question. I explained this also to you, that you can ask in a very polite way. Would you repeat the question? Would you paraphrase the question? If you don't know a word, you can ask also what does, for example, but it is better not to ask any. I hope that you don't face with that. In part one, it is not a good idea. In part three, actually, we usually ask these things. Okay, in part one, you should be able to understand all the questions. Okay, so try not to ask these questions. All right, and the last point that yesterday I said that do not address your examiner as Mr. Don't say Mr. Say sir or madam. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some what is it? Some topics. For example, this is one of the topics. Okay. Hometown. Where is your hometown? What was it like growing there? So, Shabab, you never know what topic you're gonna get in part one, part two, or part three. Okay. In part one, the chance is high that you may get a topic that you studied before. But this is provided that, if you um, review, if you study the sample questions of part one. So you need to make yourself familiar with the questions of part one, and those questions are available on internet. So you can go through it. Later on, I can send you the some links. Okay, in those links, you can what is it? In those links, you can read those sample question. Okay. If you read the questions, if you practice the model answers, that will help you in your exam. We are not going to practice one by one to all these topics, but all I want to say is, Shabab, you need to make yourself familiar. For example, some students don't know the meaning of noisy. So before your exam day, you need to find out. You need the meaning of important, difficult. What is it? Vocabulary. Okay, and you need to what is it? Make yourself familiar that how to answer such kind of questions. All right. Sometimes maybe what is it? Uh, you you may not gonna be able to answer the question. You don't have any idea, yani. Okay, you don't have any idea what to say. Here, the examiner will check whether you are able to cook a story and make up some answers or not. So Shabab, sometimes they ask you maybe, do you have a shopping mall in your the place that you're living in your hometown? Maybe you're living in a village, all right? So you need to think at that time, yeah, akhi, should I say that, we don't have should I reply it like this? No, we don't have shopping mall. Okay, this is a very, very short answer. And this is a very terrible answer. Actually, it is super short. The examiner will think that you are not able to speak. At least 2, 3 sentences, you need to say it. You need to elaborate it. When you say, no, we don't have shopping mall, at least you should give the reasons that, why you don't have shopping malls there. Do you have a shopping mall in your hometown or your what is it, or whatever the place that you live? Well, actually, we don't have shopping malls in our hometown because I living in a very small village, and in that village we only have supermarkets and small shops. Ah, sure. You gave the reason. You said that no. Then you said then if you're saying yes, we have. There's yes, of course we have so many shopping malls, and the most popular shopping mall is Al Bawadi Mall. Because there are so many, for example, there are so many shops that you can go and do your shopping. Then, so it is all about how you create sentences. You need to be creative, Shabab. All right. So this is very important. And there is one mistake that Shabab that some students speak a lot when they want to answer one question in part one. You should not speak a lot. I told you, your answer should not be too long. That is also is not a good idea because the examiner think that you have memorized the answers. Okay, so you need to be careful to what extent you need to speak. All right. So these are some of the topics. about family. How many people are there in your family? There are the phrase there are, and يوجد, there are 5 people in my family, my father, mother, and 2, for example, brother and sisters. Okay. Do you live in the same house? Yes, we are living in the same house because, my, for example, brother and sister are young and they are not married, for example, like this. Always give reasons, okay? That is a good thing. Before the examiner asks you why, you yourself can give the reasons, okay? Who is your favorite family member? Who is your favorite? Well, um, mm, to be honest, I love all my family members. Okay. But if you ask me who is the favorite one, I must say that, or I would say that my mom is my favorite person in my family because she is super caring and kind. She always, help me in everything. Sure, like this. That meant not necessary to expend a lot. It can be this much. All right. So this is the way, Shabab. You need to make yourself familiar. For example, for some topics like neighbor, some students don't know the meaning of neighbor. So this will be a big problem for you. In part 1, you should be able to answer the questions because the topics are not that much difficult. The topics are very common and you should be able to answer them. So that is why it is necessary that you go through the questions and make yourself familiar. For example, about cooking. Again, uh, some students do not know the difference between cook, okay, and cooker. Then they said, do you know how to cook? Then the student said, yes, of course. I am a very good cooker. What? I'm a very good cooker? يا أخي cooker يعني what is it? It is something that you actually cook food in that. That is called cooker. All right? So طباخ in English we say it cook. He is a good cook. She is a good cook. Cook yani طباخ, not cooker. So here again, you need to be careful. That's why it is necessary that you need to make yourself familiar with with the questions and the answers, and of course the phrases or vocabulary. Uh, and phrases and vocabulary related to that topic. I don't know this one. Since I'm going to upload this video, I'm trying to. What is it? Okay. Shabab. All right, leave it. All right. So, Mr. Sam, if you are around, please help me in this with this. What is the light? All right. So, Shabab, this is about part 1. Let's go to part 2 of your speaking test. So, are you ready to practice part 2, which is a very, very, very important part in your speaking? In part 2, that we call it also cue card, okay? It takes, almost, 3 minutes, but it is so critical. Yani, most of the students don't know how to answer the question. In part 2, the teacher, the examiner, is going to give you sorry. Yeah. In part 2, the examiner is going to give you a cue card, Shabab. Okay, a question. All right. In that cue card, you need to talk about a topic which is written in the cue card. When the examiner gives you the cue card, he or she is going to give you 1 minute to prepare the question. That means you can take notes, okay? And after 1 minute preparation, you should be able to speak up to 2 minutes. All right. So it is very important that you should be able to answer that. Let me just show you the question. Yeah, Mr. No, unfortunately. All right. So, Shabab, before I give you the cue card, okay, the cue card will look like this, Shabab. Let me show you the cue card question will look like this one. Like this one. Sure. Describe a beautiful place to visit in your country. You should say where it is. See, you will get bullet points. These are, we call it bullet points, okay? You will get bullet points where it is, how to get it there, what what there is to do when you are there, and explain why you recommend this place. For example, this is one question, or another cue card can be this one. Describe the person in your family who you most admire. So the question of cue card will be like this. All right. Now, the question is, how should I explain, how should I answer this question? I mean, this kind of question in a very professional and nice way. It is very, very important how to answer questions in part 2, because many students do not know the strategies of this part. So it is very, very important. Shabab, you need to be very careful. I want you to focus nicely because this part is extremely important. All right, before everything, we want to learn the strategies of answering cue card questions. Are you ready, Shabab? Okay. The nukat that you need to remember for part 2. All right? Part 2. First, try to give a powerful start by rephrasing the question. Okay, some examiners, IELTS examiners say that you need to rephrase the question. But some examiners say that, you have two options, that you can start you answering it directly. Yani, you don't need to rephrase the question. So it is absolutely okay if you rephrase the question. I'm going to talk about, for example, my favorite teacher. If the question is about describe your favorite teacher, I'm going to talk about one of my best teachers in my life, for example, like this. Okay. Some students, some examiners say that you can rephrase it, and some examiners say that it is not necessary to rephrase, and you can directly answer the question. Like, for example, okay, my favorite teacher, is Mr. Ahmed. He is my favorite one because he used to be, for example, extremely helpful when I was doing my, bachelor degree in university, whatever. So you can either directly start or you can rephrase the question. Is it? So there are two ways. Point number 2 that you need to be careful. Do not what? Repeat the bullet points. Do not repeat the bullet points. Yani what? Yani this one. Some students, when they have the question, they read it. What their relationship is to you. My relationship, actually, he is my brother, for example, or this question. Describe your favorite shop. What things it sells? This shop sells, for example, perfume and other makeup stuff or whatever. No, you should not repeat these bullet points. You should not say them. This is not professional. All right, so avoid doing that. Later on, I will show you nicely step by step, okay? Do not write long notes. So they will give you a small paper with the pen or pencil, and they give you 1 minute to take notes. So when you are taking note, do not write a paragraph because you will get just 1 minute to prepare your notes. And do not say your examiner, sorry, excuse me, just wait, Shreya, wait. Don't say it like that. This is not level 4 or 3 that you ask the teacher, teacher, sorry, just wait a little bit, wait. No, don't do these things. When the examiner say that, okay, now you can start speaking, you should start speaking. So that's why it is necessary that you should know how to take notes, which I show you also. All right. When you're taking notes, just write key kalimat and phrases, key words. You do not need to write sentences in the taking notes. Okay, you should not just write long sentences. When they give you Shabab that 1 minute, do not sit idle. Do not sit idle without doing anything. When they give you that 1 minute, try to take notes, and it is really helpful to brainstorm the ideas. Okay, so try to use it in a nice way. The introduction and ending. Some students know how to start answering the question, the start, and they know how to end it. Overall, they will end it like this. Overall, it was, for example, by saying this word. Overall, يعني في المجموع. Overall, it was a great, trip, and I enjoyed it a lot. For example, you're talking about a trip, and finally you said, overall, it was a fantastic trip, and I never forget it in my life. And the ending also, if you are able to, you can use a nice ending. Do not read from your notes. Some students read from their notes, and this is not cool. You can take a look at the notes and the question, because they will not take the question. They will keep the question with you. So you can look at the question and talk, but do not read from notes or something that you wrote. It's not good. Okay, I went to Dubai last year. I went to, I don't know, Global Village, this and that. You are reading from, for example, your notes. This is not good. Don't do that. Okay, try to be natural. You should sound natural when you're talking in English. Okay, use connectors. For example, after that, if there is a sequence, if your question is related to something happened in the past, you should use sequencing words like first we went to, for example, Dubai Mall. We had for example, I bought so many things in Dubai Mall. After that, okay, after that, then, so it is what is it, depend on the question that you will get. Okay, so these things are again important. Using complex grammar, I explained it yesterday, that using complex grammar can improve your band score. Idiomatic phrases can help you as well. Using synonym and antonym, of course, it will help you. And I explained it in the task in the previous session. Using different tenses, all these things will help you to get a better band score in part 2. Okay, and when you are talking, try to speak until the examiner stops you. Yani if within 2 minutes if you complete that 2 minutes, that will be cool. That's okay, because you don't know whether you spoke 2 minutes or not. So you need to speak as much as you can until the examiner will stop you. If the examiner will say, thank you, he will show that, thank you. And don't be sad, do not be worried if the examiner stops you, because the examiner will say that your time is started, you can speak from now. If I stop you, for example, maybe he will stop you or she stop you. So don't worry about it. Okay. So, but do not speak shortly. Within 1 minute, maybe you'll be done, and you say that's it. This is also will mark you down. So try to speak as much as you can in part two, because the examiner want to see that how much you are able to speak non-stop, okay, without any stops. You are able to speak. So this is very important. He wants to see your ideas and all right. This one is very important, Shabab. Sometimes maybe you will get a question in Q card that you don't know anything about it. Yani the topic is not familiar for you. So what you can do in that situation? Is it then maybe you ask me, teacher, is it possible to ask the examiner to change the cue card? No, you cannot ask the examiner to change it. All right? Do not ask him to change the cue card. Khalas. Because the exam that you are taking, it will be recorded. The examiner is not allowed to change the question. Whatever you get, that's it. You need to talk about it, Shabab. So here is a strategy. When you maybe you can ask the meaning or something like that to paraphrase. That is okay. To ask them, would you paraphrase the question? What does this word mean? You can do these things, although it will maybe mark you down. But it is better than just talking about something yet irrelevant. So Shabab, in this when you see when you face with unfamiliar or difficult question, you need to just make up stories. Okay, you need to make up a story. You can talk something related to that topic. Maybe you don't know anything about, for example, this topic. For example, which one? Let me show you. Favorite shop. Okay. Describe a special occasion. Maybe you don't know the meaning of occasion. So here you can ask. You don't have any idea. Yani at that time, nothing it comes in your mind. Then you say that, ya akhi, what should I say? I don't know. Okay, you may ask the examiner what does occasion mean, and he will explain it to you. But later on, but you don't have any information. Your what is it? Your brain doesn't work at all at that time. Your mind would be blank completely. So at that point of time, you need to just make a story, make up a story, something related to that at least. Okay, so here, I understand it will be challenging, but it is not impossible, Shabab. You need to know how to make up stories. Memorable journey, for example. Okay, journey, what does it mean? Then maybe the examiner explain it. It is like a trip. Then you will tell to yourself, okay, I didn't go. Maybe at that time, maybe nothing comes to your mind, but you can make up a story. For example, you have never been to Salalah or Iran, but you can make up this story at that time, a kizb story. That's absolutely fine. So that's why you need to be a good story maker. Even if it's a lie, absolutely fine. All right. So IELTS is not a lie quiz detector. So you need to know how to make up a story. All right. Do not be robotic. Yani be natural. Do not speak like a robotic. Okay. I want to talk about my favorite teacher. My favorite teacher name is Mr. Ahmad. Mr. Ahmad taught me in level 2. هذا like a robot you're talking. Yani it is not natural. So the examiner want to see a natural human talking, speaking. All right, I'm going to talk about my favorite teacher. Actually, his name is Mr. Ahmed. Mr. Ahmed taught me in level 2. He was an excellent teacher. When he used to come to my class, he was always smiling and all this thing. See, the up and down, your intonation is absolutely fine. You're smiling. You know where you raise your voice, where you lower your voice. All these things also will affect your speaking performance. And using synonym, of course, all those things that I told you. So do not speak like a robot, all right? If you know the Shabab, if you're familiar with the question, do not do lecturing. You need to be direct. You should give direct or direct. British people say direct. Americans say direct. Shabab, you need to give direct answers. You should not keep talking in a general way. If they ask you, for example, a journey, you should focus on that journey. All right, I'm going to talk about a journey that I recently went. Actually, 2 years ago, I went to Dubai. Uh, okay, something like that. I stayed in a hotel for, I don't know, 7 days, something like that. So you are talking about only on about that journey, for example. You're not talking about, for example, okay, actually, in my idea, journeys are very important. We should go to trips all the time. هذا بشكل عام you're talking. So these kind of things will mark you down. So you need to answer directly. All right? You need to answer directly to the question which is in your cue card. But if you do not have any ideas about that topic, then it is okay if you talk general about the topic. If you're going to speak generally, بشكل عام, if you talk about the topic. If you do not have idea, at least there is something that you are saying, Shabab. Okay, so that is absolutely fine in that scenario. So avoid self-correcting. Some students, they keep self-correcting themselves. That is not good. And there is one method which call it actually, the IELTS, what is it, examiners call it, PPF. This strategy is actually somehow confusing. Maybe some students are not able to do it, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. Some students want to, as I told you, it is better to use different tenses, yani present, past, and even future. Okay, for example, you start talking in present and then past and then future. So this is the short form of present tense. Then you explain it in past and then you switch to future. I do not recommend it for you guys because our students are not that advanced to be able to use this method. So I will not explain about this. It is better that you focus on one tense. If the question is in the past, just speak in the past. I went, I met, I spent, I spoke, I stayed. Just say it in the past. Yani, if it's future, talk in future. Okay. Now, very important note. I want you to read it. In this part 2, the questions are always usually about what, when, who, and where. صح? شوف. What, where, how. Most of questions are like this. There. All right. And these are bullet points, huh? When, how, these are 3 bullet points. And then the last one, and explain what you liked and disliked about it. For example, something like this. First, you have the main question, which is like this: describe a school. Yani, first you have one main topic. And then these bullet points are only some points that is given for more clarification to help you to get ideas, Shabab. They are not asking you only to talk about these bullet points. This is not the purpose of this cue card. These bullet points are given that, so that you can get some ideas. They're not asking you only talk about these bullet points. No. You can talk about anything related to the topic. Describe a school that you went. Anything related to that school, you can talk. You understood, Shabab? So this is a very important point. So let's read it. Asking about what, when, who, and where, and they ask you to give detailed information. Okay. The mistake, Hada, very important. The mistake many candidates, many students make here is that to simply answer these 3 questions, and those 3, they only answer, they only read those 3 bullet points. They خلي focus on these three bullet points, and they answer these three bullet points, and after about 30 seconds, they cannot think and talk more than 30 seconds. ليش? Because they only focus on those 3 bullet points. After answering those 3 bullet points, their speaking will be over. So this is a big mistake. So Shabab, do not only answer these bullet points. And some students, they just answer it in a very short way. They do not elaborate them. They do not give example. They answer with the 1 bullet point and they go the second one with short answer. And after maybe 50 seconds, their speaking will be over. Ya akhi, you need to speak for 2 minutes in this task. If you speak less than that, you will lose so many marks. So you need to be careful, Shabab. In this part, what is the most important thing? The most important thing that you need to focus first on the main subject. What is the topic? Think about that. Any information which is not written here, and it is not mentioned here, any information that you will get, you will find in your mukh at that time, try to say it. This is important. Here, the main topic is important. Memorable journey. For example, this memorable journey is important. You need to describe what's and talk about that memory, why it is a memorable journey. These nukat only help you to get ideas. Okay? Now we're going to practice it. All right? So again here, should I cover all bullet points? Again, this is again one question that some students say that, teacher, should I cover and should I answer all bullet points? Is it really zaruri? Okay, it is good that you cover all of them, but it's not necessary to cover all of them. Okay? The main topic is important. The examiner wants to see how much you're able to talk about the main topic. All right? So this is very important, Shabab. What if you get an unfamiliar? You can say that actually, to be honest, I am, again here, as I said that, I hope that you won't face with that, but I explained this also. Here, if you don't know anything about the topic, you should do these things. Even if you don't know anything about the topic, you should speak. You should speak, Shabab. You should find a way to speak about something related to that. Yani, at least explain why you are not, why you don't have any experience, why you don't have any information about. For example, they said describe a robot that you have been, what is it? You have been experienced recently. Then, sir, honestly speaking, I do not have any information about robots, but I believe that robots are extremely important in our life, and in future we are going to, get so many assistance from a robot because they are extremely intelligent and they can do different tasks. For example, about robot, you don't know anything. You can explain it. To be honest, I do not have any proper information about robots, but I believe that sure, you can at least explain something related to that. Understood? Give your opinion, experiences connected, related to the topic. For example, about are police respected in your country? For example, maybe the question is about this. Are police respected? You don't know anything about that. Police are respected or not. But you need to answer it. You need to say it in a different way. Honestly speaking, I have no idea about this, but I believe that police are, doing a good job in my country, and the majority of people respect them because they are always taking care of, the country. Like this, for example. Okay? Now, let's practice this one. All right, Shabab? Okay. For example, this is your cue card. This is just a cue card question, for example. Describe your favorite teacher. You should say, who was that teacher? Which college did he teach you? What did he teach you? And why did you like that teacher? Okay? For example, this is your question, Shabab. I want you to think about it. And we are going to use all those strategies that I told. Okay. What we are going to do, the first step, of course, when they give you this question, the cue card, they give you 1 minute to prepare, to take notes. Then, after taking notes, you need to explain. So, the main thing that you need to do, you need to think about this favorite teacher. Okay, you should read the bullet points also. But it is very important. The main topic is extremely important, Shabab. As I told you that only covering the bullet points will not gonna help you a lot, because after a few seconds, maybe you will be out of information and you have nothing to say. So focus on the main topic. All right. So describe your favorite teacher. So this is the question, and you have the bullet points, as you can see here, right? So if you remember, I told you that when you're taking notes, do not write long notes because you don't have time to take long notes. So you should be able to just write short and key phrases or key vocabulary, and that's it. Those notes that can help you, that can give you some ideas immediately. For example, number one, the bullet points that you can see. Who was that teacher? Okay, you just write the teacher name, like Mr. Hassan. Which college did he teach you? Okay, Muscat College, for example. What did he teach you? Oh, for example, you write English. And why did you like that teacher? Okay, here you need to write, for example, just some key vocabularies. you need to just write, few, vocabulary that can help you to say ليش, why you like that teacher. Like, for example, كلمات like because he was helpful, because I liked his شخصية, personality, caring. I'm not writing because he was helpful, because his personality was nice. No, I'm writing the كلمات, personality, caring, helpful. Sure. So these are my notes, for example. This is one way, Shabab. This is one way of taking notes. Then, when you took notes, you need to think right now. Okay, if I just talk about it, if I just explain it based on the bullet points that I have, then maybe I will be done in a few seconds. So what should I do? So first, we will start with the bullet points. So Shabab, the first thing is that after taking notes, okay, you took notes. Then you took notes. What is step number 2? Step number 2, now we should say that how should I start answering? How should I start it? This is very important. This is very important that many students don't know how to start the cue card question. Recently, when I took the level 4 or the speaking test, unfortunately, many students did not know how to answer it, how to start it. Yani, the start of answering cue card is important, Shabab. Again, you need to know that those strategies that we are going to learn now again. So how should I start answering? So use this following. One strategy is this. This is only one strategy. You can use phrases. As I told you, the muqaddama is important. Some students can start it with the muqaddama, with the phrase. Yani the phrase that you start your cue card is important. So phrase like what? Like this one. I am going to. I'm going to mu yani I'm going to. Yani I will. I will. Okay. I am going to talk about my favorite teacher who, or I am going to talk about one of my amazing teacher who taught me in level 3. See, I started with a good phrase and the examiner will think, oh, these students really know even how to answer the cue card with a good phrase. I am going to. Sure. When you even use this, the examiner will understand that this students really had some practices. I am going to. Sure. So it started with a phrase like this. I'm going to talk about one of my memorable days in my life. I'm going to talk about the person who I admire. I'm going to talk about a journey that I recently went. I'm going to talk about a teacher who changed my life. Even you can paraphrase it, as I said. You can change it. See, one of my favorite teacher. You can say that. I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about one of my excellent and mumtaz, amazing. One of my excellent teachers who taught me in level, for example, 3. Who taught me in, for example, in high school. Because they ask you just talk about that favorite teacher. That is important. You need to talk about your favorite teacher. That is the main thing that the examiner want to know. زين so هذا مقدمة. Then now, or you can say I'm going to describe this. These are another phrases that you can use, but this one is very common. I'm going to talk about. Okay, so this one is a common one. Or phrases like that I would like to talk about. Okay, or some students can say that, all right, this is an interesting question, and you can answer it directly. This is an interesting question. My favorite teacher was Mr. Ahmed. So directly you can also answer it without saying I'm going to. This is another way that you can say, all right, this is a interesting question. My favorite teacher was Mr. Ahmed. Mr. Ahmed is an Omani. He taught me in level 2. The majority of the students used to like him because he was excellent, this and that. You know, you can explain the rest of things. So this is, again, another way. All right? Okay. Now, let's see the sample answer, the model answer, how to answer it. This is actually short. You need to explain for 2 minutes. All right, before I show you the model answer, Shabab, okay, let me tell you something. Maybe in this part, for example, some bullet points, you don't have a lot of information. Then, in some bullet points, maybe you don't have a lot of information. Okay, what we have to do then? What we have to do? The strategy for this is that you should not only think about the bullet points. You should give related information to the topic, to the main topic. Or maybe in one of the bullet points like this, why? Like this one here. Maybe in this bullet points, you are able to explain more. Yani you have more information here in this part. Why? ليش? So you can explain it more in this part. For example, here, these 3 bullet points you answered, and the answer maybe are short. Lakin here, you can explain more. And that, you can stretch it. You can make your answer longer. So this is also, again, one way, Shabab. Either you can focus on bullet points, or you can add something related to the main topic. For example, here they are not asking about the nationality of the teacher. صح? You can, for example, add nationality. جنسية. For example, to add information and to explain more. So it is absolutely fine. They are not going, the examiner is not expecting you to answer only the bullet points, Shabab. They are not going to ask you to only answer the bullet point. You can explain anything related to this favorite teacher. Okay, now let's go to read the sample answer. شوف? Okay. I'm going to talk about, see, how to start. I'm going to talk about my favorite teacher, or you can say, I'm going to talk about one of my unforgettable or excellent teachers of my life. So in different ways, you can say. His name is Mr. Hassan. He is an Omani. So in bullet points, there is nothing about nationality, but you can say it. It is absolutely fine. Something related. Okay. He's an Omani. He taught me reading and writing skills at UTAS Muscat. Actually, I liked him a lot because he was a super caring and helpful person. Plus, if you remember about the plus, this is a nice word to add information. صح? Plus, he had a charismatic personality. Also, I loved his teaching methods because he used to. Do you remember that I told you the meaning of used to in part 1? So here you can use them in a very professional way. He used to teach us with easy and excellent methods. For example, here again, it is very important, Shabab. You need to give examples. Your personal examples are very important. So don't forget that. Giving personal example also will help you to get a high band score. For example, he used to teach us English with games and acting, and that was one of the reasons that made him a very popular teacher. I wish, even you can, for example, end your speaking with the future. I wish I could meet him again because he is second to none. So Shabab, I told you, did I think I didn't tell this one. Second to none, the meaning of second. So you can use also an idiom in your speaking. If you remember, I told you in part one that using idiom again will help you to get a good band score. So the meaning of second to none, what does it mean? Second to none yani excellent, yani number one. Second to none yani excellent, yani he is number one, second to none. So second to none is an idiom that you can use it. For example, of course, it depends on your topic. I wish I could meet him again because he is second to none and my role model. شوف. So this is the way, Shabab, that you can explain your speaking part two, which is extremely crucial and many students don't know how to answer it. Okay, so this is just a simple answer, Shabab, all right? You need to explain even more. You need to explain it more because you need to speak for 2 minutes. This is actually short. You need to explain more, okay? So this is the way that you can do it in your, speaking test. Now I want someone else, one of the students, to talk about this one. Is there anyone who can answer this question? Now it is your turn, Shabab. I explained everything about Q card. So these are the most important nukat that you can use them in your Q card. I want one student to talk about this. Once you are ready, please open your mic and explain it to me. Then I will tell you, I'll give my feedback to you, whether it was good, bad, or so-so. Describe a job you are interested in. You should say that. What is it? What qualification? Qualification, Shabab, yani what kind of degrees or such kind of shahada, maybe something like that. You need maybe you need a bachelor degree or a master's degree, something like that. How demanding is demanding, and how much the job market how much it is popular and how much the job market need it. Demand yani how much the market, the society, the market is needing it. Okay, and explain why you are interested in this job. These are just some example. You don't need to explain this. You can use anything. Once you're ready, let me know. You got 1 more minute. All right. Raise your hand who is ready to answer it. If you do not know these bullet points, Shabab, absolutely fine. Maybe you don't know the meaning of qualification or how demanding. All right, it is absolutely fine. It is absolutely fine. What you need to say, you need to focus on this. Describe a job you are interested in. Imagine just these are not even available. If you don't know, for example, the what is it? The meaning of some kalimat. Do not ask the teacher again. You just focus on this. Describe a job you're interested in. But I explained it, the qualification, I explained that. Like bachelor degree, BA, bachelor's, you say that. Anyone? Anyone can talk about this? Or even I can give you another one. We have memorable journey. Journey, any trip. Or this one, school. Describe a school which you went to. This one is also an easy one. If you cannot talk about that interested job, you can talk about this. I want you to take a screenshot. Once you are ready, please start talking. This one is another one. Yalla shabab. Do not be silent. This is a good chance that you can show your abilities and you can test your English. Be relaxed. Do not feel stressed. This is not a real exam. So just be cool. Anyone?
Hello, is my
Yes.
voice clear?
Yeah, your voice is clear. Which one, which topic you want to talk about?
The first one.
The first one. All right, just hold on. Okay. So you took notes? Did
No,
you take
actually, I
notes?
didn't have paper here, but my note is I have it in my mind.
All right, that's good. All right, okay. All right, you can start.
Well, as my favorite job, I'm interested as working in is a renewable energy engineer. It's actually needed today in each market, and each time we cannot stop. We cannot stop. Searching about the source of the renewable energy. Also, it is a perfect thing for our environment. It is also needed before and after. We cannot stay without electricity, without using renewable energy. For the qualification, it's as what you have, even bachelor degree or master degree. You can work, you can search, you can also give what I wanted to say. The research that you have, you can present and use it. Also, for the demanding, you say if it is needed or not. Yeah, as I say,
Yeah, yeah.
the market cannot stop searching for those people. Those people actually need it, and explain why you are interested. I actually love the sciences research, and also I have uh, the writing. I'm interested in writing the report after each research, and that's all.
All right, thank you very much. That was good. That was a good attempt. Excellent. That was a good job. That was a good job. But the only thing that I want you to know, I want to tell you is that you should work on your grammar. Your ideas should be a little bit more organized. The ideas that you are giving should be a little bit more organized. Try to have some pauses. Sometimes, it is very important, Shabab, that you should have pauses when you, for example, stop talk when you finish talking about qualification. Your examiner should know that خلاص you spoke about qualification. Now you are talking about another topic. So connecting all the ideas without changing the voice is not good. For example, talking like this. Okay, my favorite teacher is Mr. Hassan. He is a good teacher. He told me he taught me in, I don't know, in level one. I like him because he has a good personality. See, I keep talking in one what is it tone. My voice is not going up and down, and I'm not using linkers. Also, when you are adding information, try to use linkers as well. And in some parts, you used it. Mashallah, it was a great job. But the thing is, I want you to, I want you to make your speaking a little bit more organized, and your ideas should be a little bit more organized. And you need to, of course, work on your grammar as well. But overall, you did a good job. Thank you very much. It was a good job. Anyone else want to talk about another topic like this one or the same?
I will talk here about first topic.
First topic? Okay.
Okay.
What's your name?
Okay, actually, Maisa.
Sarah.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah. Yes. Start. Your time is started.
Okay. Actually, I'm a nurse, so I like this job. I joined this job with a bachelor degree, and it is nowadays this job it is needed in all in vast majority of the hospitals throughout the Oman, because or due to of the shortage in all hospitals. Shortage, I mean the number of the staff working in throughout the hospitals in Oman. I like this job because it is we are dealing with sick people, we are dealing with injured people, we are helping them. Helping them to save their lives at their lives. Actually, we helping them not only if they are sick. We helping them also in I mean mentally during يعني I mean uh, okay holistically يعني you are helping them in a holistic way. I joined this job maybe now more than 1.5 years, but I like this job so much. يعني it is make me happy after I finish my work because really يعني I'm helping them to make them good and healthy and saving their lives. Actually, one quote, يعني finally, I want to conclude this topic with one quote tells that nurses are angel of mercy, and we are like this.
Oh,
Thank
amazing,
you.
amazing. Excellent, excellent. Good job. Fantastic. That was great. So, this candidate started with a direct answer. She did not start with example, I'm going to talk about my favorite job. She did not use that strategy. One strategy, as I said, that you can start with this. I'm going to talk about my favorite job in my life. This is one strategy. Another strategy is direct. That the way that Miss Sarah said that. She directly said that my favorite, my interested job, the job that I am interested is nursing, or I am the job that I love is nursing, because I'm a nurse. Then she explained that that for to become a nurse you need to have a bachelor degree, and she also explained that why it is demanding. There is a shortage of nurses in Oman, and there are many hospitals which are seeking for nurses and all this thing. And then she explained also why she is interested, and she also concluded. Was very nice that, I want to conclude my, I want to conclude my statement, my topic in this way, that nurses are the angels of, I don't know what she said, and I don't remember the exact sentence, but it was a good ending as well. So everything was nice, everything was perfect, but please make sure that you should not, you should not use the word yani, which is Arabic, as you know that. In your IELTS speaking, you should be careful not to use these kind of, fillers. Okay, I know that these are something like a habit for us, and when we are talking to people, it comes, on naturally in our speaking. But in the IELTS exam, please do not use such kind of phrases, Arabic phrases like يعني. Instead of that, you can say, which is a very common one in English. But overall, that was a good performance. You answered it in a very nice. Your answer was coherent. Yani ideas were connected. The ideas were connected, and yeah, you did a good job. Anyone else who want to talk about part 2? We still have 10 minutes more. After 10 minutes, we'll be done, Shabab. These are the topics: the school, memorable journey, if you want, occasion, yani something that happened. Okay, occasion, it can be a wedding, it can be a birthday. Okay, when you talk, when you see such a what is it, topic, be careful. Occasion means something, an event. It can be a wedding, ars. It can be a birthday, yani, or graduation party, something like that. Okay. Memorable yani something that you remembered that one, something that, you never forget it, yani. Okay, journey, it means a trip. You need to make yourself familiar, Shabab, with the what is it, topics, and which is very important. So this one, for example, is about it shows that this topic is related to past. So you need to explain it in the past. So the occasion which has happened, it happened in the past. So your explanation should be related to past. The tense that you're using should be in the past. It was the occasion, the event, for example, that I could not describe an occasion when you could not use your phone. Okay, for example, you can say that the IELTS test, or a conference, or I don't know, anything else, a meeting. I could not use it. Then you should say that because in that meeting was extremely important. There were many people. There were, not there is. There is present. There were many people in that meeting, and I could not touch my phone. Meanwhile, my family was, calling me, but unfortunately, I could not, answer the phone, and that was a very, very stressful moment for me. This and that, like this. Okay, and how you felt it. I was really nervous, and I was really worried because it was my mom call, but unfortunately I could not answer it. But finally, for example, you can say that I went out of the meeting and I answered the call. Yani, your answer should be also in the past. So you need to be careful. The tense, the topic that you get, you need to be direct. You need to see the tense. And if you don't know the bullet points, all bullet points, focus on the main topic and give related answers to the main topic, not zaruri to cover all the bullet points. So keep all these things, Shabab, because you will get all this information after watching so many videos on YouTube. I myself watched so many videos on these examiners and all, and finally I come up with all these ideas that I told you. These are the most important things that you need to keep it in your mind. So if you have any question, you can ask. Any questions, Shabab? These are the questions that part two. For part three, tomorrow we're going to have the part three, by the way. So inshallah, tomorrow part three will be taught. In part three, as you know that you're going to have questions related to part two. It will be kind of interview, for you in part three. They are going to ask you related follow-up question to question related to part two, yani. So you need to be that will be very challenging. Part three will be challenging because many students, may not gonna be able to understand the questions. Maybe they may not be able to find proper answers for the question. So there are some strategies again for part three for sure, and I'm going to share it inshallah in tomorrow's session. If you do not have any question, we can leave, and inshallah, hopefully tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we can come again and complete our part three. Do you have any questions or do you have any recommendations, Shabab? Do you have any suggestions? What about the timing? The timing, I hope the timing is absolutely fit for everyone, because I requested the college to make it at 11, but it seems that it is not possible. So we need to stick to timing, and I hope that those students who are serious and feel responsible, they definitely come on time to the class. Once again, I would like to thank Miss Sharon for all her efforts, and hope to see you, inshallah, tomorrow in our final session for part three. Shabab, I will upload this video on YouTube. Yesterday's videos also is available on YouTube channel of my YouTube channel. You can easily watch it and take notes and remember all those kalimat and all those techniques. And inshallah ta'ala, I hope that you will be able to take your test in a good way. Of course, you need a lot of practices. This is a very quick review only. IELTS required in IELTS speaking and writing, especially, it required a lot of practices in your grammar, in your range of vocabulary. All these elements are important. You cannot just rely on strategies in speaking and writing. Your knowledge, ma'rifah, is very important, Shabab. So thank you very much again, and I hope to see you tomorrow, inshallah. If you do not have any questions, so we can say goodbye to each other. Take care and see you next time.